would have a hand grenade in their hand and hold it behind their back, blow themselves up just so they could blow you up. I thought I had myself cleared, but I didn't. And they caught me. You think I'm dead, I'm coming out of this hole tonight. Somebody's gonna be dead, it ain't gonna be me. We got some crazy man out there, claims to be a dead man.
Okay. So remind me your name.
James Halstead.
James Halstead. And how old are you?
84.
84.
Just turned 84.
Just turned 84. And you served in Vietnam.
3 tours.
3 tours. What year did you go to Vietnam?
First year, 69.
Okay.
I went back again in 71.
Okay.
Back again in 74.
Wow. Okay.
They were getting ready to draft me, and I wanted to go in the Air Force, and the Air Force said, no, you're not good enough for the Air Force. So I said, so, and the Army said they'd take me. So I said, okay, I'll go in the Army.
What year did you go in the Army?
55.
55. Okay. Did you retire out of the Army?
Yeah,
Okay.
22 years.
Did you go to Korea at all?
Yeah. Right after it ended, I went there.
Right after what?
Right after the Korean War ended, when I got sent there. Then I went to Okinawa,
Okay.
spent 4 years in Okinawa, married a girl in Okinawa.
Married a girl in Okinawa?
Yeah, she's from Okinawa.
Oh.
My wife was Okinawan.
She was Japanese?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Okinawa Island, 72 miles long, 2 miles wide.
Wow. I knew it was slim. I didn't know it was that slim.
Yep. And down in the southern part of the thing, there's a big cliff. And at the bottom of that cliff, there's a lot of bones, all females.
Why is that?
The Japanese army thought that when the Americans come there, they would rape their women. So rather than letting them rape their women, they made them jump off a cliff. The cliff was a long ways down. So at the bottom of that cliff were all young female bodies, bones. It's a crying shame.
What's going on with your feet here? They're all wrapped up.
Good old American jungle rot.
Jungle rot.
Vietnam.
Is that from the Agent Orange?
Yep.
Really? How long have you been dealing with the repercussions of the Agent Orange?
Almost 7 years.
Man.
First of them, I had a Russian guy that was on patrol with me. Big old guy, Kozak. Never forget that guy. He grabbed this one guy, told him that he was going to send him for a ride, and he just threw him in the air. And he had a grenade on him that he'd already pulled a pin on. And the time he got up in the air high and very high, he blew up. And parts of his body hit me and it made me sick. I got sick to my stomach. And finally, after learning the hard way that you had to get strong to survive, they would have kids that would come up, give me candy, and have a hand grenade in their behind their back to blow themselves up just to kill you. And so after that happened a couple of times, old Kolchak, he was probably 6'4" and weighed close to 300 pounds. Big old guy. And every time a kid would come by, he'd grab the kid and throw him. I said, the kid would blow up in the air. After the first time, I got so sick I couldn't hardly breathe. And old Kolchak told me, he says, toughen up there, boy, toughen up. Kolchak was the craziest guy I ever met in my life. And you'd have kids that would have a hand grenade in their hand and hold it behind their back, blow themselves up just so they could blow you up. That's stupid. Their families send kids out there to do that kind of shit. But they did. A lot of kids got blown up just so they could blow an American up. It just after the first time or two, you get so sick to your stomach that it gets so it don't bother you. But it still always bothered me inside. I just couldn't see how a family could take their kids and blow them up just so they could kill an American. But I hate even talking about it.
Yeah.
I was sent out on patrol with the Marines, 3rd Marine Division, and they told me they put me on a post, told me stay here, we'll pick you up on the way back. And so I got set up to protect myself, and the VC started coming by, and I thought I had myself cleared, but I didn't, and they caught me.
What happened after that?
They threw me in a hole, big old 6x6x6 hole in the ground, and every day they'd come by and throw me a slice of bread and a bottle of water. I finally decided I had to get out of that hole. So I curled all up in a ball. They had a ladder. They come down, check on me. I saw him bring the ladder down, and I curled myself all up in the ball like a baby. And he put his hand on my neck, and I held my breath. And he was going like this. I said, "Yeah, you think I'm dead? I'm coming out of this hole tonight. Somebody's going to be dead. It ain't going to be me." So he left the ladder down in the hole. I climbed out of the hole that night, snuck up behind this one guard that had the guard on me. I grabbed him by the top of his head and his neck and chin and broke his neck. I took his AK-47 and decided I was going to be the hunter. Didn't like being hunted. I said, well, anybody that gets in my way from now on, I'm going to kill them. They better be speaking English and speaking real good. So I don't know how many VC I killed. I just shot him, anybody that didn't speak English.
How did you get back to your troops?
I don't even remember half the time. I remember getting in the Rhine River and didn't know which was north or south until I saw a tree that had moss on the side of it. And I thought, oh, well, moss grows on the south side of a tree. That must be south. So I got into the Rhine River, and every time a patrol would come by, I had a reed that I'd hollowed out. I'd go underwater and breathe through the reed. So I got down close enough to friendly lines that I knew I was close enough. I could holler and try to get somebody's attention. So time I got down close enough so I could scream and tell them who I was. And they told me that, no, you can't be him. He's deceased. We've already sent the flag to his wife. And they did. They had sent the American flag, the diagonal flag to my wife. And my kids all thought I was dead. And I had a flag stand, the flagman up on top, holding. I told him, I said, you hang on to get a hold of that American flag and don't turn it loose. I'm going to shoot it right off at the rail. And I heard somebody holler, you don't dare. About that time, I shot that flag right off at the rail. I got standing there hanging on that American flag. I said, if you drop that American flag, the next bullet's going to be yours. I'm going to kill you. Pretty soon, some one-star general come racing out there. What the hell is going on out here? We got some crazy man out there that claims to be a dead man, and he just shot the flag out of the guy's hand up there in the flag stand. Well, who the hell is he? He claims he's Sergeant Halstead. Sergeant Halstead's dead. It can't be him. And finally, the colonel told him, well, tell him to come on in. If he's true, he says he is. I've got a AK-47 in both hands. with banana clips on them, holds 40 rounds. I had one in both hands. I come on in. I said, the colonel looked at me and he says, "Who the hell are you?" I says, "I'm James L. Halstead, Sergeant First Class." "And who the hell are you?" And he told me his name was Colonel, I can't remember his name. Told me his name. I says, "Well, good for you, Colonel. Now that I've got your attention and I got these AK-47s fully loaded, the next guy that don't speak to me right, I'm going to shoot his ass." And the colonel says, "Colonel, Sergeant, you know who I am?" I said, "Don't really give a damn who you are. I know I'm fully loaded, and anybody that don't talk to me right, I'm going to blow his ass away. So you better start speaking English and speaking it real clear." So that colonel started talking and told me who he was and everything. I says, "Okay, I believe you're telling me the truth, because if you wasn't, I would have shot you already." He says, "What are you going to do with them guns?" I says, "I'm going to just stand here and hold them for a while till I find out who's friendly and who ain't. And I'll give up the guns." So the colonel explained himself, who he was and everything else. He says, "We don't want no trouble from you, Sergeant. We know you've been through hell, and we want to help you." And I says, "Well, that sounds like a reasonable thing to do. I'll give up these two guns, but I know that's the truth and people are not lying to me." And he said, "No, we're telling you the truth. And we got a hold of your wife, and we don't want to talk to your wife on the phone. We have her on the phone right now." So I picked up the phone and said, "Hello, who's this?" And she told me who she was. I says, "Well, sweetheart, I'm still alive, and I'm be coming home soon." So I give up the AK-47s, and they sent me back to the States. Boy, and I was sure glad to see my wife. My son's got the flag that they send, the diagonal flag. My son's got it, he keeps it.
And did you have to go back to Vietnam after that?
Yep. Well, back again one more time. Hated that goddamn place. No, no, no. Every time I think of that place, and what I went through, damn. I hate talking about it.
You went through hell.
Right. Yeah, it is. People were taking barbed wire and scratching themselves and getting Purple Hearts. I said, I can't do that. Now I wish I had them.
Why is that?
It made a lot of difference in life right now.
Yeah.
People with Purple Hearts running around bragging about it. And what do I ain't got shit.
Did you get any recognition for what you went through?
None. None whatsoever. That's another thing that kind of pissed me off. People were getting all these ribbons and all this shit. I didn't get nothing.
Are you still married?
Wife passed away.
Passed away. How long were y'all married?
52 years. She's buried in Sunset Memorial Gardens.
The guys in here, the other veterans, do you are you good friends with them?
There's a few of us that are real good friends.
Yeah.
Mr. Shackelford,
Yeah.
he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
We played dominoes a lot together. He's a good domino player,
Yeah. Are you good?
the best.
The best. Yeah, there you go. I love that your son still comes to see you.
I got my son and daughter-in-law come see me all the time,
That's
about
awesome.
at least once a week.
That's awesome.
I have a granddaughter that is a bowler.
She's a what?
Bowler?
Oh, a
Bowls.
bowler. Okay.
She was bowler of the year last year. She holds the highest average of any bowler in Lawton.
Wow.
My son bowls all the time. He's for sale.
That's cool. Oh, your son's in the military too?
No, he's
Oh, okay.
no. You don't have to be in the military to bowl.
I thought you said he was at Fort Sill.
He bowls at Fort Sill.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They have a big bowling center at Fort Sill.
I did not know. That's cool.
Yeah.
I was here about 7 years ago at this veterans home, and this was before I did any camera stuff or film stuff. Me and my cousin came, and we were just talking to war veterans, and there was a World War II veteran here, and I forgot his name. My cousin remembers his name, but I remember he was telling me and my cousin stories, and they were just like capturing me. And I've thought about those stories a lot. And what was so interesting to me and it was kind of a funny moment. He was talking about it, and he was talking about how they were him and his platoon were trying to infiltrate or ambush this German bunker, and it was at the top of this hill, and it was a really steep hill next to it with a bunch of washouts, and so they were trying to creep up in these washouts in this hill. Well, somehow the Germans had gotten intel that they were coming, and so it was kind of a reverse ambush. So the Germans just waited until they got really close and then opened fire on them. Well, so he said that immediately everybody started retreating back down that hill, and they were sprinting as fast as they could down this really steep hill. And he said he jumped and like pencil dove into this ravine, and these bullets are flying right over him. But as he was talking about it, he was so calm. And he's just laying there in that bed, and he's just talking about it like it's a trip to the ice cream store. And I asked him, I was like, hold on, like, were you scared? And he looked me dead in the eye, and he goes, well, shit, yeah, I was scared. And I was like, okay. And then so I laughed, and he laughed. And I was like, man, you're so calm talking about it, you know? And he's like, well, that's been 60 years, you know, and I've talked about it a lot. And so I just, it's always intriguing to me to just hear the stories and how the different things played out in different parts of the world. So I don't know, I always thought that was funny, and I still talk to my cousin about that. That was here in this building. He has since passed. I don't think there's any World War II veterans in here right now that I know of, at least. But
I don't know. I'm trying to think of any.
they're hard to find these days.
A lot of Vietnam.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready for a cigarette.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Nice talking to you.
It's good talking to you. I appreciate you. And thank you for your service, too.
Thank you.
You said earlier, you said something about the M14s that you carried.
Yeah, them rifles.
Yeah.
M14 rifle was a piece of junk. Biggest piece of junk the Army ever bought. A little dab of sand, any little sprinkle of sand or anything, jammed that stupid thing up. It wouldn't fire.
Man.
First thing you do every time you got a hold of an AK-47, you took your ammunition and threw the M14 in the creek. Piece of junk. But the AK-47, that was one hell of a weapon.